strong feelings about Islam as well.
I do. I do have some strong feelings about Islam.
Let's hear them.
I think Islam is the Antichrist.
Really?
Yeah, and I say that confidently and boldly, and I'm not going to shy down from it. I love Muslims as people, but Islam as a religion is a religion of war and a religion of division and a religion of, if you don't do what I say, you will be punished for it. And I don't agree with it. The Prophet Muhammad, 600 years after Jesus was born, is visited, according to the Hadiths, which are about 85% of Muslims are considered Sunni Muslims. So I'm going to talk as if we're talking to the major population of Islam here. According to the Hadiths, Muhammad was visited by the angel Gabriel. And if you read the Hadiths, he's visited by the angel Gabriel, and he is squeezed and he is pressed and beaten by this angel. And it's laughable for me to think that they're claiming an angel visited him in a cave. Because every time you read the Bible and an angel visits someone, they get afraid and they say, wait, don't be afraid. They comfort the person that they visit. But for some reason, Muhammad is beaten to the ground and squeezed and tortured by this so-called angel. So much so that he tried to kill himself multiple times, jump off of a mountain. Their own writings record this. No eyewitnesses to this. He goes back home to his wife, Khadijah. It says, I had this wild thing in the cave happen. And she's like, oh, you're a prophet sent from God. And she's like, let me go take you to my Christian buddy. And I'm going to mispronounce his name, but his name's like Warak or Waraka. So they go to this Christian buddy, and he's like, oh, yeah, I mean, if all that sounds true, I mean, you must be a prophet sent from God. Well, a few days later, that dude died. And that was where that period of time spiraled, where Muhammad tried to kill himself multiple times, until finally he came to his senses at one point and said, wait, I must be a prophet sent from God. And so there we have the birth of Islam. Now, if you read the Quran, you'll notice that it's written in two different time periods. The first half of the Quran feels very inclusive. Jews and Christians are people of the book. Look to the Torah, look to the Injil to confirm our scriptures. But as you continue to read the book of Islam, it becomes less inclusive and more exclusive. It's either our way or the highway.
Isn't that Christianity?
Well, in a sense, but not in the sense that we're going to physically kill you over it. Not that we're going to physically punish you for it. So this is how it starts, right? There's 3 stages of Islam. Here's the first stage. America's in the first stage right now. It looks like woke Islam. They're inclusive. You have Muslims who are okay with trans and homosexual ideologies, but if I went to the Gaza Strip as a gay man and I went in the street and said I am gay, before I could finish that sentence, I'd be murdered in the street. But here in America, the Muslims are okay with it. They're tolerating it. Why? Because they're the minority right now. They're trying to come in. Stage 2 is what's happening in Germany and in Europe. They've invaded that country and basically taken political power. And no, if you say something that you disagree with the Muslims, they're not going to physically hurt you, but you know what they're going to call you? They're going to call you an Islamophobe. Well, you're Islamophobic. I'm not afraid of you, nor am I angry because I hate you as a moral person. I'm angry at what your religion is doing. I'm angry at the division it's causing. And then stage 3 is Islam that you would see in the Middle East. And that is, if you do not convert to Islam, hum to Allah, they will kill you if you do not conform to their ways. And America's in stage 1. And I believe Islam is the Antichrist, because if you look at the eschatology of what happens in Islam, the end times of Islam compared to the end times in Christianity, all the bad stuff for the Christians is like the good stuff for the Muslims. I don't think that's coincidence, 600 years after this. And the Bible tells us that Satan can appear.
What do you mean the bad stuff for Christians is the good stuff for Islam?
So here's an example, right? So in the end times, we believe in a massive falling away as believers. We believe that in the end times, according to Christianity, that there is going to be a mass falling away. Well, in Islam, they believe in a mass conversion. In the book of Revelation, we read that a beast will rise from the sea And if you take the mark of the beast, you'll be condemned. In certain Islamic traditions, some that are still respected and received today, some Islamic traditions and writings say that a beast will rise from the sea. And if you take the mark of Allah, you'll be saved. You know, the way that the martyrs were killed in the book of Revelation is through beheading. The number one way you kill people in jihad is through beheading. Why is that? Why are these similarities here? I don't think Satan's an idiot. He's not a red guy with pitchforks and horns. He's seductive. He's attractive. And the Bible tells us that he can appear as an angel of light. And his demons as angels of righteousness. He can appear as so. And so time and time again, we hear about new religions and things like that. And the ultimate, I really have two major issues with Islam. And these things are like minor issues. Like, look at the eschatology, look at how Muhammad got the revelation in the cave and where he got it. I really have two major issues with Islam, and it's with the Quran and it's with Muhammad marrying a 6-year-old. Muhammad had married a 6-year-old named Aisha. In Islam, essentially, the dumbed down version of this is Muhammad has a good friend that's a part of this religion that writes some of these hadiths called Bukhari. And Bukhari's daughter was Aisha. And essentially what happened was Muhammad comes to Bukhari and it's like, hey, God told me that you're supposed to give me your daughter for marriage. And he's kind of like, what? That's a little interesting. And he then tells Bukhari that essentially Allah is going to strike you down if you don't give me your daughter. So Aisha, at 6-year-old, marries Muhammad. And at 9 years old, he consummates their marriage by having sex with her. Muhammad had sex with